Hey guys, welcome back. Today I am really excited to show you guys what I'm going to be talking about in this video, and I was actually going to do an unboxing for it, but I was too excited and then I kind of tore up the package and stuff, so yeah. But anyway, I finally was able to save up enough money to buy this 72A set of Copic Sketch markers, and I can't wait to use these. It's been, I think, almost a whole year since I've used Copic sketch markers. Copics in general, actually, and markers in general. I mean, I did do an Ohuhu marker drawing a while ago, but that didn't count. That was mostly a doodle. So anyway, this set actually provides like a really great selection of colors. Like, see, there's like a good selection of reds, orange, yellow, green, like all of the colors. But I do have this. I'll show you guys this really quick. I bought this last year. It's the Copic Ciao 36 Acet, and the colors are pretty good, but they don't give you a lot of oranges in here and yellows. But to be honest, I don't usually use orange and yellow a lot, but I mean, when I do need them for like accents or certain shading, it's kind of important. So I'll show you guys actually the only sketch markers I did own before I bought these. Okay, and they're in this, it's in this tin, so don't laugh. So this was actually a joke, but then I just ended up leaving it in here. So here are these are the Copic gray, neutral gray colors that I used a lot for Inktober last year, and so I'm glad that in this set, the 72 set here, they give you a lot of grays. They give you warm grays and cool grays. At some point I will need to refill my my neutral grays because those are kind of important. But anyway, so yeah, because I'll explain really quick why grays are important. So at least in my drawings that I do traditionally, so grays actually help you get a better variety of colors. Like when I first started off with Copics, I think I only owned this red. No, not that red. Okay, so there's one red. It's R23. No, R29. And I think I owned a blue too. And so I couldn't really get a lot of colors that I needed in my art. So what I did is I would mix like this dark gray with the red, and it would help it to make different tones of the same color. So that helped me to make a few drawings without needing a lot of colors. But so yeah, so that's why the grays are really important. But a lot of my grays, my neutral grays, are actually dry now, which is sad, and the refills are kind of expensive, so they've been dry for like a year, that's why. And so I also had a few other colors in here. A lot of these are dry. I got these from Michael's whenever they were on sale, and I used coupons and stuff, because with Copics you kind of need to use coupons. So oh, also this one right here, I have two of these, the E11. This one came in a sketch box a while ago, a few months back, or I think it was last month maybe. Anyway, yeah, so this is really good for like skin tone. This is the earth tone. So now I'll show you guys, actually, I'll stop being distracting, and I will show you guys the swatches I actually made of this set. So here are the swatches, so you can see the colors on a paper. So yeah, there's all these really nice colors that you can get, and there's like a lighter tones, more pastel tones of the colors. And that's really great, like especially when I'm doing in my art, I like to go lighter to dark. So especially when I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't know what I'm doing a lot. Like I change my mind a lot, so that's good. And then here are some earth tones that came in the set, and these right here are just the Copic Sketch markers that I already owned. So just ignore those for right now. So yeah, all of these though are the actual Copic Sketch markers that came in the set. So I'm gonna actually attempt to find my style again. on in my sketchbook, but before I do that, I want to show you guys how I used to draw with Copics last year when I first started. So here's the first sketchbook that I actually used in a good, I stopped drawing when I was like 14, so this was the first sketchbook I bought in like 5 years. And so I actually only own these Copics first, the top part. And so I'll show you my first drawing I did, and I got this in August of last year. So there's the first one I did, and slowly I started to, like, there's more flat tones here, and I slowly started to try to add more shading and contrast in my art. So I'll show you, I did that one last year at some point, ignore those horrible fingers. And then I did this one. I tried to add like lighting and stuff in this one and add more shading, but it's still a lot of flat tones. It's not a lot of shading in it. And this one too. So if you notice, like, I used a lot of like thick black lines in my art, and everything was outlined, like everything. The eyes, the eyebrows, and everything like that. And then here's another one I did. See, it's like, you can see the thick black lines I used in my art. And so, I actually nowadays in my digital art, I've moved away from these black lines, and I use more, sometimes I try to outline as little as possible, because I don't really like lines. They kind of stress me out. So there's that, so you guys know what my art used to look like. And now let's get into what I'm actually drawing for today's video. So I'm actually drawing an alien. You guys know I draw a lot of aliens, and so I used my Prismacolor color erase pencils for this, and I like to sketch more in color and then do the line art on top of it. I don't know, it's more fun that way. It makes me actually want to draw on paper. But anyway, these, I'm gonna do like a little mini series of me drawing aliens and stuff, and I plan on making these like concept art sketches for stickers that I'm gonna sell soon. So I hope you guys would like to stay tuned for that and hopefully buy some if you like it. And yeah, so I'm gonna do different aliens with like different designs, different colors that I haven't really used before and don't use often. I don't think I've done blue before, so I'm gonna do a lot more with that, and hopefully they turn out pretty good. And I'm gonna be using Copic markers for these videos, so I can show you guys the colors of this new marker set, and also how it blends and everything. Oh, and another cool thing is I found some paper that actually works with layering alcohol-based markers. So with a lot of marker paper I've tried, I've noticed that you can't really add on a lot of shading and extra layers, otherwise it starts to like tear up the paper, or it ends up just like pushing the ink around on the paper, which is super weird. But I found this paper, I think it's the Beat marker paper, and it's a marker paper sketchbook in the size, I think 5.5 by 8, I think, or 8.5 by 5.5, I don't know. Anyway, I'll put that somewhere. So I outlined this drawing with my Taotree Fineliners that I mentioned in my Inktober ink pen video a while back, so I'll put a link in the description and at the top so you guys can see that if you're interested. And they're basically colored fineliners. They're really smooth and they work super well with Copics that I've noticed. You just need to give them enough time to dry, and they're really amazing actually. So I don't like to use black lines anymore, like I think I mentioned, and I'm using, I also found out that, and I am experimenting with, and I found out that colored line art will actually make the colors in the drawing more vibrant and everything. I don't know, it's like the colors will look the same, it'll be the exact same colors, but the colored line art makes things look more saturated, so I like that look, so that's what I was going for. time ago, someone asked me about how I blend with alcohol markers and things and what type of paper I use, and that's a lot to cover in one video, so I know it's really long overdue, I'll probably make that in the next, after I finish this little mini series, or I could do it in between. And yeah, but the thing I do like about Copics is, I mean, they're super expensive, that's the thing I hate, but the colors of Copics are just amazing, and it's really hard to find markers that actually beat the quality of Copics. I mean, I haven't found a marker that can do that yet, so I mean, there are cheaper brands that really can kind of come pretty close, not gonna lie. There are brands that like Ohuhu, they are really amazing for such a cheap marker, and they come with a pretty good variety of markers and things, but I mean, the ink isn't as high quality as Copic, but the marker ink is still pretty amazing. There really aren't that many pastel colors, but I have heard and seen on their Instagram that they are releasing a pastel marker set, which is really, really exciting. Like, I can't wait to buy them when they come out. Hopefully they're not like a lot of money, but they probably won't be. So I can't wait to see how they work when they come out, so I'll let you guys know how that works. Colors I kind of chose for this drawing is more like a pastel kind of alien girl, so I wanted to go with more pastel blue colors, and I did do pink for the eyes at some point. Yeah, so I like to also, when I shade my drawings, I like to usually use a significant hue shift. So I mean, in your drawings you should definitely shift the hue to make the colors more lifelike and vibrant looking, but sometimes I like to be like super dramatic with it. I don't know, I think it just looks more interesting in my style. So like, I'll use purple or something, or pink to shade blue skin, or with red I'll use a purple to shade something red. So I think it helps my art style personally to look better, but I don't know, whatever is cool for your art style, I guess. Also, I'm still working on trying to figure out exactly what my art style trying to figure out how I want to copy my digital art style on paper, because I haven't drawn on paper in like a year with markers and stuff since Inktober, and so I don't really use black lines anymore like I used to. For some reason, when I draw, like, I'll go from traditional art, and I'll do traditional art for like 3 months for some reason, and then I'll get like super obsessed and then go back to digital for 5 to 6 months. Like, I can't ever figure out how to do a sometimes digital, sometimes traditional. I just get stuck with one for months because I get obsessed. So in that 6-month period, my art style changes, and then I have to figure out what to do again. Now I'm trying to figure out how to copy my digital art style, because I don't use black lines, and also I don't outline every single thing in the drawing. So some areas will have a line around like the mouth area. There'll be like a line in the middle to separate the lips from the bottom lip, top lip from the bottom lip, but I won't put lines around the whole like shape. And also I don't really use, like I said before, I use like more of a hue shift. So I'll use like purples to shade other colors like a blue or a red, but before I never did that, so I'm trying to translate more of my digital style to my new traditional type of style. So also the way I shade hair is significantly different than before. Like before I would kind of do a base layer of hair, and then after I did the base color, I would like go in with a darker shade of the exact same color, kind of the exact same color, and then I would use a white Posca Pen to make like little white highlights. but I found that I like to have more subtle highlights nowadays, so I'll go with like a lighter shade of that same color. So like if the hair is a dark blue, I'll just go with like a lighter blue color and kind of shift the hue a little bit towards like more purple. I think it makes it looks more subtle and kind of more realistic, but honestly I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to hair. That's just how I draw it right now. Like I said before, I'm going in to shade the hair, and I'm doing it a little different now than I did before, so I'm making a kind of still the same, but I'm making like a base layer of blue. Since her skin was more like a purplish tone, well, kind of not purplish, it's more a greenish tone. I wanted to go with more of a purplish tone for the hair color because like I like to have a lot of contrast in my art, so I didn't want her hair to be like a darker tone of that greenish blue skin tone. So there's the purple hue kind of hair color I got. And so when I'm adding the shading, I like to go in certain areas and make it darker with the same marker. Look more kind of like 3D instead of just like a flat hair tone. And then you'll see me go in with a purple. At some point when this layer of marker dries, I'll go in with a purple to shade the top kind of areas and the bottom areas of her hair, like the bangs and in the top part, so that you can see the highlight in the middle of the hair a little more clearly well, at least I tried to do that. It ended up being a little more subtle than I wanted it to. I wanted it to be more like a lot more contrasty like, so you could really see the difference, but it didn't go that well. But it's okay. I'll do another video and I'll show you guys what I wanted to do with it. But when I drew this, I was kind of in a rush. I had to work, but it's okay. So then I decided to do her green earrings, like the same as her antennas. Oh yeah, and here I am going in with a light kind of purple to shade around her nose, underneath her eyes, like the top part for eyelids and things. I like a color shifted contrast type look. And so with her eyes, I actually wanted to color them a lighter pastel pink color, but then I realized that in my 72 set of Copics I just got, I didn't really have that color. So I just had like a bunch of dark or mid-tone pinks. So what I had to do is I used my Copic Ciao marker. It's getting a little dry nowadays because Copic Ciaos don't have as much ink as Copic Sketch markers. But I mean, it did work for the purpose I wanted it to. Because the cool thing about pastel Copics and pastel markers in general is that you can't tell that they're going out of ink as much because it's pastel. So I mean, it worked out. And then I used a darker color, I think it's RV25, and I shaded the top part of her eyelid and then went back over it with the lighter pink color and the Copic Ciao marker and blended it in. And yeah, here I am finally going back in with the purple to make more of a contrast and separate the giant clump of hair as like more individual strokes. Well, that's what I kind of like to do. I like to make a more giant clump first, and then I'll go in and separate it with a darker tone to make it like the clump have more like sections, and then I'll go in with another color or another two colors and make more strokes to make it look like individual hairs. So I like to take it more as like a big shape first and then slowly refine it into smaller shapes. And I added more shading to the eyebrows for no reason. Didn't really need that, but I felt like being extra. And then I wanted to add more contrast around her face and the hair, so I outlined some parts of her hair right where her forehead is and the bangs area. Give it more contrast. I think it turned out pretty good. Like, I kind of wished I had another blue pen, so I'll look in the on Amazon and see if this brand has more colors, more variety of colors, because I only got a 24 set, and so they gave me more, I think more reds and greens than they did anything else, and I got like 2 blues, so, and I got a lot of greens though, so maybe I should draw a green alien. I hope to finish this series by next week, but I had to work a little bit this week and it kind of got in the way, but I really want to do like a little speed paint maybe once every 2 days next week, and probably I'll release another one on Friday or Saturday of this week, and it'll be like concept designs for the stickers I'm gonna have on my shop soon, either on Etsy or on Redbubble. And if you guys are interested, when I finally get the link for the shop, I will put that in the description. Really happy I got back into traditional, and with Copics, I really love markers, but I don't know, I was kind of scared for a while. Not sure why. I just couldn't figure out how to put my digital style back traditionally, so I think I'm figuring it out slowly. But for the highlights of her hair that I normally do digitally, I'll do like a lighter blue like I said before, but with markers you can't go from dark to light. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is, in the next video, I'll test out using my India inks and try to put like a lighter color for the hair on top. See how that goes. Really excited to try that out because I tried it in my Inktober and I think it went pretty well. For my next sticker designs, guys, I plan on making more of like a dynamic pose type of concept art instead of just portraits, because I'm kind of getting bored with just portraits. I mean, I was obsessed with them for a long time, and that's why I only drew portraits, but like I said before, I get super like obsessed with one thing and then stick to that for like a whole year. In the process of me getting obsessed with drawing portraits, I kind of forgot how to draw bodies and hands, but it's okay. I'm gonna figure it out again, guys. It's just like I got obsessed with digital art and then didn't go back to drawing on paper for a long time, and then I forgot how to draw on paper, but that's okay because I'm doing it again and I'll figure everything out again. So I'll have those designs out soon and hopefully you guys will like them. So now I'm just adding in a pink background. I like to use like the color in the art that I didn't use very often, so I used more green than I did pink, so I decided to use pink. Helps to bring little accents kind of to the back to frame it, and I kind of like that look, so yeah. And I didn't just want to draw a circle for this one because you'll see in my other drawing that I posted on my Instagram, I did another alien and she has like a greenish blue earthy looking, looks kind of like earth, that was unintentional, but it's behind her and it's like a circle. So for this one I kind of went with this sunny looking circle. It looks kind of like a sun behind her. I don't know. I kind of like it. So now I'm going in with my white gel pen to my highlights in her eyes. And I think in this one, you couldn't really see the gel pen as much because even in person, you can't see the gel pen as much. And that's probably because of the pastel pink, obviously, but in my other concept drawings on paper, you'll probably see it because the eyes are going to be darker. I mean, it still turned out pretty good, so I kind of like that. And I think at some point too, I also put the white gel pen in her hair for highlights, but I didn't like it as much because I don't really use white for highlights in my art anymore. I use like the lighter color of the hair, like I said before. So I'm going to use my India inks for that next, again. But yeah, so that's pretty much it, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video, and thanks for watching. See you guys later.